Should we start now? 다 된 거죠? 네. Okay. Hi, I'm Kim. I'm at the Frederik 콘스탄트 boutique in Seoul. I'm very excited today because I will look around this lovely space with a very special guest, CEO of Frederik 콘스탄트, Mr. Niels Eggerding. Am I right?
Yeah, you're very right.
Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. I'm happy to be here.
Should I call Niels or Mr.
Just
Eggerding?
Niels, yeah, it's very simple. Skip the Mr. It makes me old.
Okay, Niels. I can tell that this place is really thoughtfully built, both for watching enthusiasts and for beginners. Are there some underlying concepts or themes shared by all the Frederik 콘스탄트 stores worldwide?
Well, first of all, I think it's South Korea is one of the developed markets where we have large boutiques like this within a large department stores where you can really communicate the brand message. And this one in specific speaks really about part of history of the brand, the manufacture that we are building, the calibers that we are producing, but also really the DNA. And I think you can see here little elements in the back, but also really the watch categories placed in the counters that it's very easy for the sales staff to go to details of the watch.
If you are to pick just one, only one, what is the key collection of Frederik 콘스탄트 that defines the identity of this brand?
Well, if I take only one, then I will jump right away to a watch here, especially also for the South Korean market, but for the brand also. This is typically a DNA-driven watch where we have been starting the brand, it's almost 35 years back, with the idea of a classical luxury timepiece. And this explains really the brand in a first look. Moon face, the finishing of the dial, like different layers guilloche finishing, and the open heart.
Open heart.
That really is the signature of the brand.
Heartbeat is really special for your brand.
Yeah, the Heartbeat started back in 1994, where in that time Peter and Aletta Stas, the founders, they really want to differentiate a quartz from an automatic movement. By having a closed dial, the only thing you see different is on the back that you see, let's say, the oscillating taking part. You see the movement moving, but not on the front side. So they really created the idea of opening the open heart on 12 o'clock to differentiate with the quartz watch. And that's where the idea was born.
Is it right the Frederik 콘스탄트 first developed the idea of open heart or heartbeat?
Back in '94, the company was still relatively small, and the idea was created by Peter and Aletta, but they never patented it. And after that, many brands jumped on that same idea. Let's say 10 years later, when we started to build our own manufacture conception, so an in-house caliber based on the same principle, open heart, we moved the open heart to the 6 o'clock to identify that it's a manufacture caliber, and in that time we brought up also the element of the moving part, so you could see the parts of moving at the spiral, the balance wheel, where that has been patented.
So you patented things around the heartbeat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The manufacture conception is definitely patented, yeah, sure.
The biggest news from your brand last year was the launch of the slimline monolithic. When I first read its specifications, I thought it was a stupid typo. It says it vibrates 288,000. It's a typo. Frederik 콘스탄트, you are better than this.
That's good. We amazed you. We amazed you.
I don't quite understand how this is even possible, but it is working. But also, it looks mesmerizing. Can you tell us more about its development story or something like that?
First of all, when we launched in March last year, it has been a revolution, and it has been a world premiere within the industry. So, for the people at home, a regular automatic beating on 4 hertz. 4 hertz mean 8 tiny steps by second. A quartz moves 1 step by second. An automatic watch, 8 tiny steps. So that's why we say a quartz watch ticks, an automatic watch is moving, is walking. By creating this new movement, we collaborated with a Dutch startup, and they had an idea of replacing, let's say, the beating heart of an automatic movement, the 26 components, the crucial components that creating the conventional assortment, balance wheel, the spiral, the anchor, by one single silicon oscillator. that was beating on 40 hertz, so 10 times faster than a regular automatic.
Yeah.
The faster we go, potentially, the more accurate it will be. So you have a lot of potential going in there. We are now 4 years ahead. I can tell you, the moment we launched 1,800 pieces in total limited edition. They were sold in like a few months. So it was a very strong revolution, and the watch lovers, they really picked it up. Now the production is of course a heavy process. We have like 8 people focused on producing that caliber.
Are you planning to add more complications upon it?
For now, we are not planning to do too much with it. We need to stabilize the production process. It has been very tense for the company. Innovation has been always a pillar of a drive for the brand, and we focus now to even perfectionist this movement to a higher level.
I always want to do a watch shopping with the CEO from their company, and this is hypothetical watch shopping.
So we're not going to really shop. You're not going to pay.
But let's suppose there is a young person who has a very important interview tomorrow, wants to purchase his interview watch here.
His interview watch here. So it's like a young. He comes from a school, university, and it's his first job. That's typically where our brands start.
Actually, Frederik 콘스탄트 was my conference watch. Whenever I go to conference and present my paper, I wear Frederik 콘스탄트 watch. It was Index.
The new Index automatic?
The older version of Index watch. So my love for Frederik 콘스탄트 is sincere.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, actually, then you are in a great example of. We try to tap into the younger target group already in an early stage by having luxury finished timepiece that they have access to. And it can start with a quartz or a base automatic. The moment they can purchase that, it's comparable with other brands, an automatic watch where they can purchase not even a quartz. So they really have like a timepiece that bears craftsmanship. And they feel very confident by wearing it, but also by going indeed to an interview. And the beauty is that the moment they have the first job, the first years are passed by, they want to grow with also a watch. And we can help them grow within a collection. We can offer them a manufacturer caliber, we can offer them even a tourbillon. And that within a time, let's say time frame, even between 5 to 15 years. So we create loyal customers where they can build their own watch collection.
So someone can have full Frederik 콘스탄트 collection.
We have many people that have that. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Great. But we have to pick one.
So then I would still go to a quartz with a bit of complication. So we have an annual calendar quartz based. We have also quartz chronograph that is a bit more sport chic. Or you go to a more classical watch, and that's the one that you just mentioned.
Index.
The Index that has now, I think when you bought it, it was 42 millimeters. Today it's 40 millimeters.
Much better.
Yeah, it's more suitable for the taste as of today. That I would like to offer him as a start.
I think it makes sense. And you carry the scale lineup is also.
That's a launch that we do this year. The Carré is a very nice and sophisticated watch. Basically, it's in line with the new Index round that we used to have. We offer now also in a Carré version.
I can see it resonates with Index. Higher, so I liked it a lot. Yeah, your brand is well known for offering adorable complications at reasonable prices thanks to its effectively designed manufacturing movements. And this place is an ideal place to communicate with your customers how those complications work. Would you please choose the top 3 must-see complications of your brand for us?
So the top 3, then I would definitely start with the caliber, let's say a moon phase.
Moon phase.
This is an in-house caliber that we launched back in 2012. Basically, this is one of the more entry price manufacturer calibers we have. So this, I would say, this is a very nice entrance to enter into the world of manufacture for the brand. Then the next caliber, definitely, I would add, it's one of the most iconic calibers we have, and today it's one of the biggest production capacity we focus on. It's the World Timer. Yeah, the World Timer has started also back in 2012, and it's now for 10 years. We celebrate this year 10 years anniversary of the World Timer. And for instance, this year we're producing like around 3,500 watches of the caliber.
Is it your favorite?
It's my personal favorite. Yeah, it's my personal favorite. And then the next one will be the perpetual calendar. Perpetual calendar in watchmaking is like it really tracks leap year. It knows exactly what month goes to 30, 28 or 31. And that's a complication in the world of watchmaking, a very complex one.
And there are not many watch brands who can make this kind of complication,
No,
right?
we need to realize that in our price range, how we operate, we are the only one who are capable of doing.
You still have the record, right?
We have the record, but there are some other brands in our price segment who's doing it, or they're doing it external, or they're doing it much in smaller quantities. We have really like three main plate conceptions, what I just mentioned, 700, 800 and the 900. And we are capable of doing this large scale production. That helps to keep the price also accessible. So I think that we are the only one.
These are two other collections you mentioned,
Yeah.
two manufactured collections. What I like about this collection is this is real world timer caliber, right?
Yeah.
Not modified GMT caliber.
No, this is like a full in-house caliber, and this is launched. If you look at in the back, you have all the calibers that we have been doing. So one caliber, all the editions, and this is bridging two versions we have done. So it goes 10 years anniversary. This is the anniversary piece. It's a limited edition. 718 pieces, so the exact number of the caliber will also be produced as limited edition, and it brings two worlds together. It's the blue, the bestseller. The blue is the bestseller by far we have in the collection, and the first edition is a silver dial. So those two worlds are coming together. The city disc is silver, it's more a white version. The world map is the same kind of color that we initially did in the first launch back in 2012, and the blue is the best-selling color we have.
And
that combined.
The C part of this map has sunburst effect. I like it.
Yeah, it creates. Yeah, it really combines nice. So this watch is by far one of the most iconic modules we have, and the best seller also. And what I said, what I explained earlier, this we sell like 3,500 world timers a year, and that's our own caliber. So the own caliber differentiates also with the rotor, where it's cut where it's edge cut in the middle, where you can see really the detail and the finishing. So yeah, definitely one of my favorite. And
This is nicer than the regular letter straps.
All the
it's rear alligator.
Yeah,
That's why.
Yeah, manufacturer is alligator. And here you have the perpetual calendar that it really hosts. So this is a full in-house caliber also. It starts with that. And most calibers that have a perpetual calendar, they or use a module, a du poids module, for instance, on an existing movement, where the eyes, the counters are relatively small, close together. Doesn't really look nice if you have a bigger caliber like this. This is a 42 millimeter case, and it really shows the balance of the movement back in the design of the dial. And this is the rose gold version.
So you develop your own bigger module for this?
Yeah, we really designed first the dial design, and based on the dial design, we started to adapt and prepare the movement. This is launched in 2017, but the development started already back in 2014 and 15.
Wow.
Averagely, we take like 3 years of development for a movement. So the years ahead of us, we also have like some beautiful new surprises ready, of course. But yeah, this has been two of my most iconic movements that we have today in the collection.
Every time you launch a new collection, you may predict if this watch is going to be successful. How well do those predictions come true?
I think, first of all, it's very important to listen carefully to the audience. We in Switzerland mostly think, hey, we produce something and then we will sell it and it will be picked up. I'm traveling a lot, and together with my team, we are measuring very often also certain special collections we're launching in local markets. Talk to people, talk to audience, talk to journalists, and with all that information, we know much better what kind of direction we should go. And that's what we do when we launch a product. Sometimes it's like, hey, we need to drive it with a caliber, but design-wise, it's very important to look carefully what the consumer wants. And for instance, when we used to produce 42 millimeter watches, today it's much more 39. So if you continue to push your 42, you lose sales because the market wants 39.
So you have to listen to.
Very careful, yeah. It's a difficult one for many watch brands to listen.
What are the most underappreciated one from your perspective?
Underappreciated, it's very difficult to choose, but if I be very fair, ourselves, when we launched the monolithic slimline last year, the one that we talked about, it's a revolution. I think still today, not many people realize how groundbreaking this is. So if we talk about underappreciated or undervalued today, what's happening in the industry, I think that's something where we will push and highlight it more the years to come to communicate better on it. Because that's something that is so unique, but it went so quick, we sold so quickly out that we are now focused on the production.
It's already successful, but
It is already successful, but
but you still think it is underrated.
yeah, because I still think the people should talk about it more. Like the mechanical watch has been.
So you think it's my fault? I'm a watch reviewer. You think it's my fault?
Yeah, maybe.
The last question before the lunch. Among your company's current collections, what is your personal favorite that has emotional meaning to you?
Well, I answered with a caliber, that's the world timer, but my personal collection that I've been created from the beginning, with also strong collaboration with my team, but with a view on the market, has been the highlight. The highlight we will go deeper in this afternoon, but that's definitely a collection.
Isn't there a highlight world timer?
Yeah.
Then that must be your favorite.
Yeah, that should be my favorite. And the high life was the idea that Peter was not a fan of it. Peter didn't want to do it. And I said, I have to do it because by traveling the world, I've seen that the classical look and feel of a watch is changing slightly. And the sport chic in 2018, if you looked at the export numbers in Switzerland, above 3,000 euro, 80% was integrated bracelet. So, Nautilus, Royal Oak, Rolex, Hublot, Richard Mille, all integrated. So they were dictating, but there was no brand who was doing it in our price segment nicely. So we went back, designs, and it took us like 1.5 years to design the brand, the watch, and we finally came with the design High Life. And in 2019, when we launched, my idea was that we should take 5 years to gain 40% of new business. Because the existing customer is classical, but he should be attracted to this design. So we kept it classical. I will go over this afternoon with you also.
Yeah.
But more importantly, we attracted a new consumer. And after 3 years now, we are 45% of the business is High Life.
Oh.
So we reached a significant sales by introducing it. So it has been very successful so far.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like it a lot, especially this chronograph.
Yeah, this is a nice one. We have it here also, no? And this is with the column wheel Le Joubert movement.
And it has three orbits regulator as well.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
really-
It's super nice. Yeah, it's like a high quality. It's a high quality movement. Column wheel, 64-hour power reserve, high finished, and this is just below $3,500. What is accessible?
And it has 100 water resistance.
100. Yeah,
It
1080,
should be
1080.
extended to the entire highlight.
It will.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah.
Yeah.